"We're going for that walk." "Not away down there," cried Joan. Kate winced. "It's lot nicer here, munner. You ought to just see what we have to eat, and my, Daddy Dan knows how to fix things." "Of course he does. Now put on your hat and your cloak, Joan." "This is lots warmer, munner. Don't you like it?" she added in alarm, stroking the delicate fur. "Take it off." Kate ripped away the fastenings and tossed the skin far away. "Oh!" breathed Joan. "It isn't clean. It isn't clean," cried Kate. "Oh, my poor, darling baby. Get your bonnet and your cloak, Joan, quickly." "We're coming back?" "Of course." Joan trudged obediently to the side of the cave and produced both articles, sadly rumpled, and Kate buttoned her into them with trembling fingers. Something akin to cold made her shake now. It was very much like a child's fear of the dark, but as she turned toward the entrance to the cave and caught the hand of Joan, the child wrenched herself free. "We'll never come back," she wailed. "Munner, I won't go." "Joan, come with me this instant." Grief and fear and defiance had set the child trembling, but what the mother saw was the glint of the eyes, uneasy, hunting escape with animal cunning. It turned her heart cold, and she knew with a sad, full knowledge that Dan was lost forever, and that only one power could save Joan. That power was herself. "I won't go." "Joan!" A resolute silence answered her, and when she went threateningly forward, Joan shrank into the shadows near the rock. It was the play of light striking slantwise from the entrance, no doubt, but it seemed to Kate that a flicker of yellow light danced across the eyes of the child, and it stopped Kate, took her breath with a new terror. Dan Barry in the old days had lived a life as quiet as a summer's day until the time Jim Silent struck him down in the saloon. And she remembered how Black Bart had come for her and led her to the saloon, and how she found Dan lying on the floor, streaked with blood, very pale, and how she had kneeled by him in a panic, and how his eyes had opened and stared at her without answer, and the yellow, inhuman light swirled in them until she rose and backed out the door and fled in a hysteria of fear up the road. That had been the beginning of the end for Dan Barry, that instant when his eyes changed. And now Joan. She ran at her swiftly and gathered her into her arms. One instant of wild struggling, and then the child lay still, her head straightened a little, a shrill whistle pealed through the cave. Kate stopped that piercing call with her hand, but when she turned she saw in the entrance the dark body of Bart and his narrow, snake-like head. End of chapter 24.